The FedUpward Podcast, a place for federal employees and friends of feds to find strategies and tactics to navigate everyday problems.
And now, a quick word from our sponsor.
3, 2, 1.
From launch pads
We have liftoff.
to research labs, civilian Fed life leads to many places, all covered by WAEPA. WAEPA offers fully portable group term life insurance for current and former civilian Feds. This coverage answers whatever life brings, with benefits that follow wherever service calls. WAEPA. For Feds, by Feds.
Hi, folks. This is Love Rutledge, host of the FedUpward Podcast, and I'm excited to welcome Tony Zerante from WAEPA here today to talk to us about all the good things they do for federal employees and what they have to offer. So, Tony, take it away. Tell us a little bit about WAEPA and you and what federal employees can find on your website.
Okay. Thank you, Love. Thanks for having me today. Appreciate the opportunity here. So briefly, I guess I'll start with myself. I'm the Chief Strategy Officer here at WAEPA. I've been working here for over 24 years now in most of the various departments in one place or another. But currently as the Chief Strategy Officer, what I do is I work closely with the leadership team and the rest of the WAEPA staff to bring new products and services to civilian federal employees and their families, and also to enhance our existing products and services to federal employees. So that's kind of my role here in a nutshell. Stepping back and looking at WAEPA in a larger light, WAEPA is a nonprofit. We were formed all the way back in 1943 during World War II. The quick elevator pitch on the company is civilians serving overseas primarily during World War II did not have any life insurance through the government. The FEGLI program that many of you are probably very familiar with was not created until the mid-1950s. So we had these men and women serving overseas. A lot of them, quite honestly, were spies or serving behind enemy lines, and they did not have life insurance. So several senior executives in the federal government got together and said, we need to rectify this. These folks are serving in harm's way, and they don't have anything to back them up, like the servicemen and servicewomen who were enlisted did. So they formed WAEPA. The intent originally was just to form it during the war and then dissolve it. We grew extraordinarily rapidly during the last 2 years of the war. When the war was over, all of the members said, well, just because we came back to the United States doesn't mean we don't need life insurance anymore. We still need insurance. We're just not quite in a war zone anymore. So here we are 81 years later, still going strong. And we currently offer group term life insurance, which is similar to the FEGLI insurance, again, that many folks have. It can supplement or replace FEGLI. And then we also offer short-term disability insurance to civilian federal employees. And then we also offer complementary financial planning and financial wellness through our partner, Ernst & Young.
Thank you for that rundown. I want to flag for folks that for some federal employees, WAEPA's offerings are cheaper than FEGLI. So you need to do your homework and figure out what the best deal is for you. If folks want to run the numbers, where can they go, Tony?
Yeah, great. They can go to our website, www.waepa.org. And we have lots of calculators there to give you a sense of maybe your needs, a needs calculator there. You can look at all of our rates now as well as in the future. As again, many folks know, the FEGLI rates change on 5-year increments. WAEPA's rates change similarly for the term life program. But the great news is you can look at the rate chart now and you can see as a 35-year-old, you could see what the rate would be as a 55-year-old for that same coverage amount. So as you said, it gives you a great tool to compare and see what may be available to you.
Thank you for that. Let's go back to the short-term disability product that you guys sell. Why would folks need a product like that, and who would be your best candidate for picking up that kind of coverage?
Yeah, great question. The disability product is relatively new. We're just in our 3rd year of offering that. And WAEPA brought that to the table to aid federal employees that we see it as an early career help for them, and then also somewhat to a certain degree an end of career feds. So diving a little deeper into that, federal employment has great sick leave and annual leave benefits, basically tops anywhere, public or private sector, but you have to accrue them, right? So early in your career, you do not have a lot of sick leave banked up, or you may not have any sick leave banked up, if you get the sniffles, here and there, or if you got to take care of a sick child at home. And so if something does happen to you, you either have to burn your annual leave or maybe even look at leave without pay options, or or rely on the leave bank. That is another great benefit to you. But the bottom line is you don't have a lot of backstop in case you get really sick or in case you get injured in a car accident or things like that, and you're temporarily disabled. So we look at the product as helping out those early or slightly mid-career feds that may not have a lot of sick leave banked up for various reasons. Primarily, it's paycheck protection, right? So this is coverage for you. If you are not collecting a paycheck for any reason, how are you going to pay the bills? How's the mortgage or the rent going to be paid? How are you going to get food and groceries, and gas, all that stuff. So this is paycheck protection for you while you are hopefully disabled for not a long period of time. Our product goes for a maximum of 6 months. And then on the flip side of that, late career employees, that maybe are in their 50s or early 60s and are pretty healthy, they may look at it as, I'm going to retire really soon. I could take an early out, or, I've got my full retirement in here. But what if something happens to me? I don't want to burn my sick leave because I can use that as service time accrued, right? Once they get towards the retirement years. So those folks may also look at it as, I don't want to burn my sick leave because, I've got so much now, that's a meaningful way that I can retire a little bit earlier than I thought. So let me buy this insurance. And that way, again, in case I get in a car accident and I break my hip or something, and I cannot work for 3, 4, 5 months, this is paycheck protection for me. I don't have to burn my sick leave, and I can still plan to retire when I intend to and put my remaining sick leave towards that early retire date. So those are just two of the options that we're hoping federal employees look at the way the disability can help them. But, really anybody early, mid, late career that is looking for that paycheck protection and they have other ideas or thoughts on what they want to do with their sick and annual leave, it could be a great benefit to them.
And now, a quick word from our sponsor. For more than 20 years, Clearance Jobs has connected professionals with federal government security clearances with employers to fill the jobs that safeguard our nation. The Clearance Jobs career community allows members to connect, engage, and explore opportunities and helps contract and government employers find talent. Create a free profile and learn more at www.clearancejobs.com. Yeah, thank you for running through that. Fabulous product and something that a lot of people might want to look into. So again, head over to the WAEPA website that Tony mentioned earlier. I'll have that linked up in the show notes. I want to turn now to the kind of financial fitness programs that you have with your partner, Ernst & Young. A lot of people might not have heard about that. And this is a great time of year for federal employees to look at all the aspects of their financial planning for 2025. They're selecting their FEHB benefits. They might be picking up life insurance or disability, short-term disability through you guys, looking at flexible spending accounts. What other things would folks be advised to take a look at if they were to partner with you guys in their financial planning?
Right. So the Ernst & Young program, we're really, really proud of this. So this is a program at no cost to our members. And as a matter of fact, you don't even have to purchase a product such as the term life or the disability insurance with us to take advantage of the Ernst & Young financial planning. All you have to do is become a member only of WAEPA. It doesn't even cost anything. And then after you do that, you have full access to the Ernst & Young Financial Planning Center. So again, we partnered with Ernst & Young about 5 years ago. So they provide a very robust website where there's lots of tools and calculators there for you to use. But in addition to that, you can talk on the phone to a certified financial planner at Ernst & Young, and they can walk through literally anything that you are concerned about or you want more information on around finances. So as you said, Love, that could be looking at your TSP and kind of going over your risk tolerance, right? Are you too risky versus for what you feel? Are you not risky enough? Depending on your career stage, could you maybe be a little more aggressive with that? They'll also give you helpful ideas on any outside 401ks that you might have had prior to federal employment or anything else that you've set up, Roth IRAs, et cetera. They can go through and again, help you evaluate what your risk tolerance is. What are your goals? When do you want to retire? What do you want to do in retirement? And it can even filter down to planning for college if you have children at home that you want to save for them, and really covers everything else in between. Kind of the only thing the Ernst & Young product really doesn't get into is they don't get into the health insurance side of it, other than to say, can you afford your deductibles? If you can and you're doing fairly well, maybe you want to change your health benefits and have slightly higher deductible plans and keep a little bit of that cash back in your pocket if you tend to be pretty healthy and you don't go to the doctor other than for routine checkups. they can advise you on that sort of thing in terms of, again, what would your limits be around your health insurance deductibles and things like that. But especially if it comes to life insurance, right? If something unexpected were to happen to you, they have great information on how much or how little insurance you really need. And we do that as well on our website. And I think the important thing to note there is your life insurance needs change. They don't change probably as often as your health insurance or personal property casualty insurance, but they do change, right? So if you're early on in your employment and you don't have a lot of debt or any debt, so to speak of, you probably don't need a $1 million term life policy if something unexpected does happen to you. But, kind of mid-career, if you bought a place, if you have a family, if you have other folks that are relying on you financially, and again, something would happen, then, that's probably where you really need your kind of meat and potatoes of the term life insurance. But then also as you get to end of your career, hopefully your mortgage is paid down or you're in a very rent stable environment and your debts are dwindling down, hopefully, or folks, are out now on their own, your kids are on their own, they're not relying on you. And so maybe it's time to throttle down your life insurance as well, and you don't need to carry as much. But the Ernst & Young folks would be able to talk through that with you, provide a plan, provide documents. It's all secure. And the beauty of it is you're talking directly with Ernst & Young. So you don't need the WAEPA intermediary. We're not in your way guiding you through the process. We just say, look, this is something that clearly we'd like to provide to our members. And so we do that at no cost. And once you log in, you and Ernst & Young have that exclusive line back and forth to each other. And we do the best we can do is stay out of the way.
Fantastic. What a great benefit. And folks, you heard it here first. You don't have to buy a product to get access to that service. Now, obviously, we want you to consider those products because they are wonderful tools to help you remain financially stable. But looking at what Ernst & Young can bring to the table to help you to do your future financial planning, that's a huge benefit for being a member of WAEPA. So thanks for bringing that to our attention, Tony. Is there anything we missed that you want to make sure my listeners are aware of regarding WAEPA's products or your website or anything that you have coming up in 2025?
Yeah, thanks again. There are a few things that really are of importance to our listeners out there. And that would be, first off, that both the term life insurance and the disability, it is 100% portable, right? So if you leave federal service for any reason, you can absolutely keep the term life coverage. It's basically a voluntary plan that you have opted into, and you can take that wherever you go, whether you become a stay-at-home parent, whether you start your own business or you move into the private sector. The term life is 100% portable. The disability is also portable as long as you go to another job as a full-time position. And then the only thing else of note there is just to make sure that you're not over or underinsured with the disability product if you do move to a different job. So those would be two things I would point out. And then I think the last two I would really say is for the term insurance, we also offer family coverage, right? So you can insure dependent spouses. You can also insure dependent children. Again, just like the FEGLI program, our program is set up very similarly there. So it truly is family coverage for the life insurance. And last but not least is, again, we've been around for so long, 80 plus years, and we've done very well in reserving for our members and making sure we have our rainy day fund there in case anything that happens, such as COVID a couple of years ago or whatever else may come down. We've done a great job by consistently growing the organization and providing a service that our members clearly want and need. And so because of that, we were able to begin a refund program to our members in the mid-1990s. So if you are a term life insurance member, we have given you back a portion of your premiums every year other than one since 1996. And this year, for example, we gave back 10% of your annual premium back to the members, literally in the form of a check. We just cut all of our 43,000 plus members a check for 10% of their annual insurance and gave it back to them, again, as a way to say thank you, as a way to let them know we really are a nonprofit and we're here for them. We're not here for shareholders or anyone else. And also it's a way to kind of continually show that we have a strong foundation. We're continuing to build the foundation, but it's thanks to our members and their tenure with WAEPA that we're able to do that. So that's a great benefit. While it's not guaranteed every year, again, we've done that for a very long time. And our hope is to continue that into the future as well, to provide a little bit of relief for our members as they get into the fourth quarter of every year.
And that's exactly when we need that relief, right? When all the bills come due and it's time to do the holiday shopping.
Right.
So, Tony, thank you so much for reminding us of that amazing benefit. I Can't thank you enough for all that you do to support federal employees and for what WAEPA does to support this podcast. So thank you so much for that. And I look forward to talking to you again in 2025.
Great. Yes. Thanks again, Love. And I hope everybody out there has a safe and happy holiday season.
Thanks for listening, friends. If you liked what you heard today, I hope you'll subscribe to the podcast and share it with a friend. To join my mailing list, head over to fedupwardcoaching.com/podcast. Talk soon.